so I don't know who needs to hear this. But today's message is for somebody who thinks they've done everything possible to achieve their dreams, but somehow still feels like they're falling short. For someone who feels like they've given it their all and yet they still are and where they want to be. For someone who thinks they've worked hard enough, but for some reason they still aren't getting the results they deserve. Listen, I gotta ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you've done everything right, but for some reason things just aren't falling into place? Like you're doing all the right things, but you're still struggling to see the results that you want? You're putting in the work, but you're wondering why you're not getting the recognition or the success that you believe you deserve? Well, let me tell you something. You might be doing all the right things, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're doing them with the right intensity. Listen, there's a big difference between doing the right things and doing them with the right intensity. And a lot of us fall into the trap of doing the former while neglecting the latter. We go through the motions, check off our to-do lists, and we think we're doing everything we need to do. But are we really giving it our all? Are we truly letting our actions speak as loud as they can? Or are we just going through the motions? Sometimes it's not enough to just do the right things. It takes a certain level of intensity, a level of passion and commitment to really make things happen. Doing the right things is important, sure, but doing them with the right intensity, that's where the magic happens. That's where you set yourself apart from the crowd and you achieve the extraordinary. That's where you become the hardest worker in the room. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, well, that's easy for you to say, but what does that actually mean? Let me break it down for you. First and foremost, let's start by identifying what you want to achieve. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? Without clarity of purpose, you're just wandering aimlessly without direction. Now, once you've identified your goals, you need to commit to them, not just pay them lip service or jot them down on a piece of paper. You need to embrace them wholeheartedly. You need to think about them constantly. You need to let them consume your thoughts. You need to develop a burning desire for them, a desire so intense that it drives you, motivates you, and pushes you forward relentlessly. Commit to your goals like your very survival depends on it, because in a way it does. Your ability to achieve these goals, it's tied to your identity. It's tied to who you are, what you stand for, and what you aspire to become. And that, my friends, is the first step towards becoming the hardest worker in the room. Next, you need to be proactive. Don't wait for things to happen. Make things happen. Take charge of your life and steer it in the direction you want to go. You need to be in control. You need to be actively seeking out opportunities, taking risks, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and challenging yourself. You need to be doing everything you can to pave the way towards your goals. Proactivity is the key that unlocks the doors to your potential. It's the driving force that propels you ahead of the competition. It's what sets you apart from the pack and establishes you as a true overcomer. The third step to becoming the hardest worker in the room is to cultivate an unwavering focus. You need to block out distractions and stay committed to your goals. Don't let anything or anyone deter you from what you want to achieve. Stay focused like a laser beam aimed at the bull's eye. Cultivate that relentless drive, that hunger for success that fuels your every move. An unwavering focus. That's what separates the contenders from the pretenders. It's the driving force that allows you to stay on course, even when the winds of adversity try to blow you off track. Remember, it's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It's those who adapt and work the hardest.
What?
Charles Darwin, he nailed it. Next, you need to practice delayed gratification. Understand that success rarely comes overnight. It takes time, patience, and persistence. You need to be willing to sacrifice immediate pleasure for long-term rewards. Hold back that urge for instant gratification and invest your energy wisely. Delayed gratification is the cornerstone of self-discipline. It's the ability to resist the temptations of the moment and focus.